parcel? Yeah. Woo! Wait, sweetheart, what are you doing? Sinang your thumbs.
Oh my gosh. Be careful.
Yeah, you don't know what's in here.
Okay. All right. Nice. Okay, this part. No, this right here.
So I'll put that in here.
Yeah. Nicely done. Hi, welcome to this vlog. Today is Tuesday. The last vlog I filmed, was feeling a little lost, and I'm still feeling lost, but I think things are starting to become clear to me about what I want to do with my life and stuff. We'll see. Anyway, more on that later. I have a book haul along with some reading updates. And you guys would have seen yesterday I went to my P.O. box and then I took everything to my grandma's and opened all of your packages with her because she absolutely loves that. She also reads all the notes you guys send and your letters and postcards. But yeah, her and I have a really, really good time opening all of your gifts together. It's definitely a highlight of our days, but I'll show you this in a second because I just wanted to say hi, welcome to the vlog. I need to go out right now before I have to get into an online class. We are pretty much out of literally everything in the apartment, all of the essentials, toilet paper, milk, food. I think later tonight we'll go to the grocery store, but right now I'm just gonna head out in the snow. I think it's a little bit warmer than yesterday, but we got a very nice amount of snow, which I'm very happy about. So we're gonna go make a little trek to pick up the essentials. Oh, okay. We're back. A little bit colder. So, what should I show you first? I have been waiting for this book to come out for so long. I really love the series I'm about to show you, and I've listened to all of them on audiobook so far. And the fourth book came out last week, and I was like, you know what? What if I just buy them all? Because I want to reread them. I've kind of started rereading the first one already this week, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna get this for myself. I'm gonna reread the series again and again. I love it so much. It means so much to me. So I did, and I got them all. And that is the fortuneworn series. They look so gorgeous together. I love them so much. Look how big this last one is. So I bought the first one, fortuneworn. I listened to all three of these last year for the first time, and I just binge listened to all three books that were out. And when the third one was done, I just could not wait until the fourth one came out, and I've never felt this much anticipation for the next book to come out in a series. I typically take a very long time reading a series between each one of the books just because I never feel that much compelled to immediately read the next one, but this one has been literally the only series aside from I think Game of Thrones that I've done this with. So I did already start rereading the first one. I don't know if I'm actually gonna read this right now. It just makes me so happy. It's like a comfort read, but it also deals with a lot of dark topics, and I just love this so much. And then the second book is Restless Slumber. They also progressively get longer and longer. And then we have Deadly Dreams. Restless Slumber absolutely broke me. I think this was the hardest one to read for me. And then we have Deadly Dreams, and then we have the new beautiful Nightmares. This is gorgeous, and look how long it is. I'm so excited. So I don't know if I'm realistically gonna get through all three of these and then just immediately start in on this, or then immediately just read it now. I don't know. I just want a refresh though, because there's so many characters, this world is so vast, there's a lot of things going on, and I just feel like I want to reread it all and then also get to see things behind the scenes, knowing what I know now. So, but yeah, KJ Sutton, I love your books. Thank you for writing them. This is one of the only fantasy romance series that I will wholeheartedly just support with everything I have. So yeah, very happy that these came in last week, and I have been absolutely just staring at them since they have arrived. But I also got a whole bunch of packages from you guys. You guys are way too nice. So I wanted to show you definitely these things, and then some of them are in a book haul that I think is actually going up before this video, so it's just all over the place. But this really gorgeous package came from the Philippines. Thank you so much. Like, just the absolute beauty of even the envelope and everything. Your handwriting is gorgeous, but these are the coolest tabs I've ever gotten. I absolutely love these neutral colors. Like, thank you so much. You have to tell me where you got these because these are so gorgeous. I love these colors. It's called European Vintage, but I'm not sure if that's the brand. And then you also made me this gorgeous Dickens versus Tolstoy like card. It is so beautiful. We have Great Expectations and Anna Karenina, and then it says Emma and Carolyn. I'm definitely gonna hang this on my wall. That is so sweet. And then also in the envelope was a really gorgeous crystal. This one is clear quartz. Thank you so much for the sweet notes you put on everything. Like, it just absolutely made my day. You said this stone is strongly associated with memory and healing. Thank you so much. It's so pretty. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. I also got this gorgeous little envelope full of art that you did. Thank you so much. This is from Yumi, and she is an artist from VA, USA. What is VA? It's not Virginia. Is it Virginia? Is it? Gotta be Virginia, right? I'm so sorry if that's wrong. I don't know all my states, honestly. She sent me some of her artwork, and it is so absolutely gorgeous. I'm planning to rearrange some things in my room this week, and I'll be changing out like this whole wall with my desk because I actually ordered a new desk yesterday, which I'll explain I think in this vlog in a second. But oh, these are so beautiful. And oh, I just wanted to leave this here too. This is her Insta. She also has a Patreon. I absolutely love these. And then some stickers too. I love them so much. Thank you, Yumi. Oh my gosh. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This next one came from PEI, Prince Edward Island. This is from Olivia, and this is her debut novel. It's called The Blue Moth Motel. The fact that it has moths and cats and music notes, and it's also set in a motel. We know how I feel about hotels and motels. It says, Ingrid and Nora have an unconventional upbringing, growing up in a motel, raised by their mother and her partner. The girl's grandmother, Ada, who owns the Blue Moth Motel, has always kept them at a distance. But when she buys a piano for the motel, that all changes. Years later in England, training to be a soloist, Ingrid loses her voice and must decide what to do. She hears from Nora, who's receiving a party that began during their childhood to celebrate the arrival of mysterious and elusive blue moths. And then you sent me a postcard. This is Green Gables house, which inspired Anne Green Gables. Thank you so much. So yeah, this book is set between the UK and PEI, so I'm very excited to read it. This next package absolutely blew me away. This is so kind. This came all the way from Nevada, if I have that state right. And this is from Aurora. Thank you so much. Like, you sent me the nicest letter ever, and yeah, just absolutely unbelievable. The first thing I saw when I opened this package just blew me away because look, it's me. That's me. And there's a quote from Rilke on it. That is gorgeous. This is like one of my Insta photos. And then even if you turn it upside down, that says Dickens versus Tolstoy. Are you kidding me? This is so gorgeous. Thank you so much. I want to like, so many of you guys have made artwork of me, which is crazy. Thank you. And I just want to like print them all off and save them and like put them somewhere or do something with it because you guys are so talented. And then you were literally the sweetest person ever because you heard me mention in one of my videos that I had the weirdest, grossest edition of Turn of the Screw, and you sent me a gorgeous edition. This is one of my favorite books of all time by Henry James, and look at this beautiful edition. I think this is Alma Classics. I've never heard of this, but this is so gorgeous. She also made me a bookmark that also has my name on it, but it's Phantom of the Opera. Oh my gosh. You guys make my day every single day, honestly. Thank you. Thank you so much, Aurora. Thank you so much. So that is what I'm going to show you for now. Thank you guys so much. If you did send me something, if you haven't seen that book haul, it's probably in there. And then I do have some packages right now that I still haven't opened, so I will get to those very, very soon. I think I actually have to go to class right now, so I'll tell you my reading updates after class. wish me luck. I've been having a really hard time with this whole Zoom thing, honestly. I've been talking more about that in my uni vlog that I've been filming recently, but yeah, it's been a struggle. So I'm gonna go get into class right now, and then I will see you guys very soon. Hello, so class is over, and let me tell you, I'm currently in the middle of reading 7 books. You know what? It's not going too badly, so I just thought I'd really quickly go through my reading updates. A lot of you guys, I get questions a lot about whether I read, you know, 1 book at a time or multiple books. I'm usually like with a foot in multiple books, but usually it's not 7. It's just because when I have like book club readings, especially uni readings for multiple classes, and then as well like books for me just to keep me sane, it kind of piles up to a lot. But I don't mind that at all. I've like no problem switching back and forth, and honestly sometimes it makes your reading more illuminating, more productive. You see things in some books with the help of other books sometimes, which is really cool, especially when you get like a good pairing, like a fine wine. That's always very satisfying. But anyway, let me tell you what I'm currently reading. I currently have A Calendar of Wisdom on the Go, which is Daily Thoughts to Nourish the Soul by Tolstoy. This is like a collection of stuff that he compiled, and I'm currently just reading it like it says day by day. All these bookmarks as well, most of these are from you guys. This one is from Linda, thank you so much. But yeah, today we are on the 11th because today is January 11th. What does he say today? He says a bunch of stuff, but the first thing he says is, this is from the Apocrypha: "Perfection is impossible without humility. Why should I strive for perfection if I am already good enough?" Exactly, Tolstoy. You know what, most of this I really have not been enjoying. I don't agree with so much Tolstoy says in here. It's interesting, and it's only 1 page a day, so this is going to take me the whole year, but yeah, that's something I'm actively reading every day. And then for the actual book club pick for the Dickens versus Tolstoy for January, we had 2 short stories, which was The Raid and the Sevastopol sketches. So I'm currently in the middle of the Sevastopol sketches. It's divided into a few chapters anyway. I'm at the one titled Sevastopol in May. It's okay. I think it's really interesting how Tolstoy's using second person, because that's not something I think we've really seen from him yet, if I'm remembering that correctly. Maybe a little bit in War and Peace, but like it's very heavily used, pretty much exclusively up to the point I am in Sevastopol. So yeah, but basically this is all about the Crimean War, what the soldiers were doing. I'm enjoying this so far more than The Raid. The Raid was very short, so I've just been reading about 5 pages of this a day. Moving into my university works, I'm still reading Frankenstein. I literally have 15 pages left, so I'm gonna be finishing this up in a couple of days because we started lectures today on Frankenstein, which is really fun. I love talking about Frankenstein at school, so that's really gonna motivate me. It's just really, really good. I'm loving it. I think I honestly might give it the full 5 stars this time around just because it's amazing. So that is Frankenstein. I also started today Volpone by Ben Jonson, which is a play from the Renaissance. Ben Jonson was one of Shakespeare's contemporaries, and first of all, I don't really like reading plays unless I love it. I would much rather, of course, watch it. It's not exciting for me to read a play. I'm very much like a novel girl, and I really just don't enjoy it, especially when it's set in one of my least favorite times in English literature, the Renaissance, the English Renaissance. Yeah, I'm just really not enjoying it. Essentially, it's about this guy named Volpone. It's also called The Fox. It's based on a beast tale and derives a lot of its content from the legend or tradition or folklore of the trickster fox. So Volpone is trying to convince those around him that he is on his deathbed, he's dying, because everyone comes and gives him riches, trying to get into his will so that when he actually dies, they will in turn get all of their money back plus so much more, but he's not actually dying. So it's just kind of this comedy. It's all about greed. It's about self-love, self-congratulation, and yeah, not really enjoying it, but gotta read it. I'm also still in the middle of Love Poems to God, or The Book of Hours by Rilke. This is a buddy read that I think most of us have finished by now. I'm doing with most of the girls from the Dark Academics book club, but I'm 66 pages through. This is like probably my 6th or 7th or 8th reread of this. It's phenomenal. I've honestly been using many of these poems. I'll take them with me in the morning to do some meditation with, is how I've been reading them, or before bed, and just meditate on the poem because they're very spiritual, and some of them are they just hit you so much. So that is that one. And then, okay, I'm currently have an audiobook and a physical book on the go just for me. So guys, I did start The Eye of the World on audiobook because Libby finally got in the whole series, I believe, narrated by Kate Redding and Michael Kramer. Is that who it is? The very famous duo. So yeah, I'm really liking it. I am 56 pages through. Can't really say too much about what it's about yet. It's giving me a lot of Lord of the Ring vibes, like with a small town kind of Shire feeling, and you know, riders in black hoods and black horses terrorizing the people so far. So yeah, I'm really liking it. It feels very cozy, very good to be reading this during the cold winter days. Today the wind chill is -17, so yeah, that is that one. And then I also decided to pick up A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson as the book that I just want to read. I have been flying through this, like I don't know why, it's just so quick to read. This is the reimagining of Dracula's Brides, but oh my gosh, it's hitting me so hard. The writing is gorgeous, like I've dog-eared so many quotes. I'm also 67 pages through this. It's so devastating, and that's really what I've been craving recently, is a very devastating story. It's just so good. We follow Constanta, who is turned. She is like dying. I think the year is like in the 1200s. She is dying on like a battlefield. Or is it a battlefield? Anyway, she's been attacked. Her family's been killed. And this vampire comes up and decides to turn her into a vampire as well. And he takes her as his bride, and it follows them through the centuries of being vampires. But more than that, their toxic and abusive relationship. So yeah, loving it so much. So definitely my favorites on the go right now are these two, along with these two. The others I don't care that much about, but yeah, so that's been keeping me busy and fun and with a foot in a bunch of different worlds. So that's what I'm currently reading.
Sounds of breaths that feel good here.
Your left knee with your right, grab your right knee with your left hand and squeeze and lift, and release. Take it to the other side. Inhale into the chest, lift your left knee, left toes and toes. Inhale, open, breathe.
So this week I tried to feel like I was coming back to myself, and where I am in this voiceover too, it's like this ever-changing kind of swapping back and forth, because this time that I'm talking to you right now, I feel like I'm getting away from myself and losing myself again and not taking joy or finding any love that I used to find in things that I love doing, which is a scary feeling. But this day I did, and it's become a little bit of a process recently for me. But I sat down and I took all my plans. I had a lot of things to do. I had a lot of propagations that I had let go for months, and I was like, you know what, you guys have a lot of growing done, and you need somewhere to put that. You got to put that somewhere. You got to keep it somewhere. You need a new home for it. And I don't know, I was just kind of feeling them. I thought it was a good metaphor, and so I put them all into a new home, which felt really good. They're doing well. They're growing in a new place, out of water, into a new habitat. They're adjusting, and it's such a nice time to live in a little world with them for a bit. And then that same night too, I was just inspired. So sometimes when I sit down and I'm feeling really gross, really out of it, really in that January disgusting feeling, I've been making myself just do one thing, and sometimes that leads me to do others. So this night I decided to make a cheesecake. I will try to put the recipe down below, although this one was a non-vegan recipe that I just turned vegan. So I used about 1 pack of vegan cream cheese, about half a cup of coconut milk, half a cup of syrup. No, this is not maple syrup. I am sorry. It is literally through the roof inflation right now on that golden syrup. And then a little bit of vanilla. I think I did about a teaspoon. blended it all up in my blender, and then at the store I just found this accidentally vegan graham kind of pie plate. It was just a pie crust, and then I poured it all in, and then basically once that first mixture is in there, you just plop it in your freezer until it is set for a few hours. And then on top I added another layer of mixed berries, just whatever I had in the freezer, blended up, along with some chia seeds and more maple syrup. And it was really good. I felt like this week was a good week, and editing this back, I'm like, Emma, come on, do some of those things in your life again. So yeah, I'd highly recommend this cheesecake too. Hi guys, so it's now a couple of days later. I have been having a really calm and relaxing few days since I've last verbally spoken to you. I've gotten into a really good routine with yoga, doing yoga with Adrian's 30-day challenge, and I'm really proud of myself. I've been doing it for I think 13 days in a row now, and I've noticed so much progress, and it's just really exciting, and I'm really happy with that. And I've been noticing that it has become like a habit now. I got it, my body craves it. I want to do yoga. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, yoga time, and I get really excited about it. Whereas when I started, I was honestly not looking forward to it. I kept wondering how long it was going to take the session, but yeah, I've just been really getting into it, and it's been really good. I've been journaling a little bit here and there every morning, usually during the yoga session, and yeah, it's just been really nice. And I've been baking a little bit. I made I had planned to make a cheesecake a long time ago, try out a vegan cheesecake recipe, because I've never made one before. And then last night I was just like, you know what, I have all the ingredients, let's just do it. And it turned out really good. I have to say, it tastes pretty much exactly like cheesecake, but the texture is just kind of what's different. I don't mind at all. It just doesn't freeze as well, if that makes sense. Anyway, and I was really happy with that. So I made that last night, and my roommate and I have been playing a new video game together, which has been fun. It's also very calming, and that's just been kind of our routine as well in the evening, to hang out and just play it together. It's called It Takes Two. It's kind of a silly little game, but it's really fun. I haven't been filming too much because I went through a really, kind of at the beginning of the week, but then midway through the week. Today is actually Sunday. Am I gonna close up this vlog here? I don't know, maybe let's just have an evening together. I had a lot of cystic acne, which I am wearing a little bit of makeup right now, but the quality is also a little rough tonight because the sun is almost gone down. But you would not believe, when I get cystic acne, this time it was a huge one on my nose. It just swells up. I literally looked like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and I just didn't want to film because it looked like it looked, it looked like cystic acne, and it's just hard to feel confident. But if I'm with myself here and I have it, it's I don't really care about it, other than the fact that it's actually really painful. But if I'm filming, and the whole name of the game with creating YouTube videos is that you have to plaster your face on everything, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just that you don't always feel ready to. So it's doing a lot better now. I think it's healing. I've really tried to cover it up, but there's a huge crater in my nose, and it was all over my forehead as well, which honestly might have been from the yoga mat. So maybe I should really not smear my face all over my yoga mat, even when she says to. Anyway, that was a tangent. I have some reading updates, and I thought we'd go over them. I'm actually editing an ASMR video right now. Also this week, I've been doing a lot of rearranging, I think because the COVID situation keeps getting worse and worse. And so I've really been putting a lot of energy and intention and thought into this apartment when I first moved in, because my last apartment, I really didn't. Things were just wherever, and my bedroom was literally just 4 white walls for 3 years, because I always thought that I was going to move out much sooner than I did. And then when I moved in here, it was Emma, you're gonna make it your own. If you want plants hanging from the ceilings that you walk into every single day, then that's what you're gonna have. And so that's what I have. But as you can see, I'll show you these more in depth in a second, but I also hung up these 4 shelves because I had run out of book room again on my shelves. And thank you guys so much. I was thinking, a lot of you guys suggested putting another extension. These aren't the Billy bookcases, the black ones I have. These ones are from Yisk, but they don't have extensions, I think, but I've decided to pile some on top of my bookshelf anyway. But then I decided, instead of buying like a big other bookcase, because I honestly don't know where I would put it, I just wanted to get some hanging floating wall shelves because I think they look really good. And right now I have 4 there, but I hopefully plan maybe to make this a whole book wall, which is exciting. So I'll show you those later too. And I actually got a new desk that you're currently on. Have I explained in this video? No, I think I explained it in my uni vlog. But I did get a new desk, so yeah, there will be a desk makeover video coming. Very long story short, the desk that my brother built, bless his heart and soul, it started to fall apart. So yeah, that's the long and short of it. But I'm in love with the desk, so I'll show you how it's looking as well. But as for my reading updates, I finished a number of books actually. I finished Volpone, first of all, by Ben Jonson, which is what I was reading for my Renaissance course, and I really didn't like it. I don't like reading plays, I think I've already said that, but the whole play was just about money and greed and self-congratulation and kind of these plots between different people, and also we have this whole other side plot that I feel like doesn't really need to be there, and overall I just found it really boring. Some stuff you just have to read for uni, and it's not always enjoyable, and this was definitely one of them. But I also finished A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. I really don't remember what I said about this, but I love this. I thought this was absolutely incredible. I really, really adored this. The writing is just gorgeous. I dog-eared a couple of quotes. Like I was saying, this is a retelling of Dracula's Bride, and we follow Constanta, but more people start to come into her life and the main vampire's life, who he's actually never named, which is such a power move. And yeah, it's just about their really abusive relationship, and just, yeah, oh my god, it was just shaking. So these quotes are just so gorgeous. It's her narrating why she chooses to kill him, why she chooses to end his life, and I guess you as the reader get to decide whether she's justified or not. But she said, "You did not let me keep my name, so I will strip you of yours. In this world, you are what I say you are, and I say you are a ghost. A long night's fever dream that I have finally woken up from. I say you are the smoke wisp memory of a flame, thawing ice suffering under an early spring sun, a chalk ledger of debts being wiped clean. I say you do not have a name." It's just, oh, it gives me some chills, honestly. This one just really hit because I feel like it's what I've been going through recently. It's talking about a plague. I'm not sure, is it the bubonic, I believe, because we go from like the year, I want to say 1300 all the way until, I want to say like the 40s or 50s. So it covers a huge span of time, and you really get a sense of how old and ancient these creatures are because they're all vampires. Those years are a dark smear across my memory. Everything feels blurry and hollow. Talking about like literally going through a pandemic. Plague drains not only victims but whole cities of life. It freezes trade, decays parishes, forbids lovemaking, turns child rearing into a dance with death. Most of all, it steals time. Days spent boarded up in houses, sick or clean, pass in a swirl of flat gray. Plague time is different. It stretches and looms, and I confess I can recall little of the decades we spent rushing from town to town. I don't know, I just really felt that one, but this was absolutely gorgeous. The writing was so decadent, so beautiful. The only thing is that I wish I would have been like a little longer, and I wish we would have had some more time with some of the characters, especially like another one of Dracula's brides that is, well, I mean, you assume his name is Dracula, but that's not necessarily the case. That is introduced later on along with some other companions they meet. I just wish we had more kind of fleshed out time with them to get to know them and be a little bit more attached to them. But this was phenomenal. I would highly recommend. It's definitely worth all the hype it's been getting. It's beautiful, so gorgeous. I'm still roughing my way through the Sevastopol stories. I'm still in Sevastopol in May. Oh, I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it, I know. Why is this becoming my experience with Tolstoy? I just find a lot of what he says, like all those beautiful kind of one-liners or quotes that you're like, oh, that he tried to drop like a one-line beautiful quote. I'm like, this is basic information and it doesn't do anything to me. Like, you know, if he's talking about war, if he's talking about cowards, if he's talking about honor and stuff like that, I'm like, yes, I get it. I think maybe a lot of this was, you know, mixed up during the period, and obviously he's writing because there was a lot of different definitions and views, and, you know, a lot of people trying to be heroes for the wrong reason. But for me, you know, reading it in 2022, it doesn't do anything for me. It lets me learn a lot, I will say. It lets me appreciate the parts of history he's writing about, lets me feel for that. But in terms of the, like, writing and the deliverance of these stories, I'm really not a fan of the way that he goes about it, I suppose. And a lot of that Tolstoy writing, to me, is actually useless, which is so sad. It just doesn't do anything for me personally. I'm not like, oh, I love that line. I'm not like, oh, I'm learning something new. I'm like, I know this. I have my opinions formed about this, you know? What are we doing here? So, yeah, but I am still working my slow way through that. As for Eye of the World, oh my gosh, just so many reading updates right now. I'm 270 pages through. I'm really liking this. I'm listening to the audiobook, which is great. It's taking me a really long time, so yeah, I'm 270 pages through. What I will say is it's still reminding me so much of Lord of the Rings already, so I have a better idea what it's about. But I want to say principally we're following this young boy. I actually don't know how old he is. I think he's in his late teens, named Rand, and one night his village and his farm gets attacked by monsters, by dark creatures of the Dark One, and he is forced to flee along with like a party. It really reminds me of like the Fellowship in the Fellowship of the Ring, because we have quite an assortment of characters and different kinds of people going along on this journey. And so we have Rand and a couple of his friends from Emmons Field, which is where he comes from, and he like has to leave behind his dad and stuff like that. This is all like right at the beginning of the book. The synopsis is really vague, but I feel like this will give you kind of a good idea of what it's actually about, because I had no idea going in. And then we actually have a lot of really cool women in the story, which I wasn't expecting. And yeah, I'm just really pleasantly surprised that we have a lot of really cool women characters following along on our journey as well, because we have probably the most powerful person, who is this woman named Moraine, who is an Aes Sedai, which is basically, I want to say like a wizard, a witch, someone with powers. And she's coming along, and she's great. And then we have Egwene, who is kind of the girl that Rand is in love with from his village. She decides to tag along because she's very stubborn. She wants to go on an adventure. We have a gleeman named Tom, who just tells these stories and plays music for people and juggles, and he's along on the voyage too. But I will say it's really, really reminiscent, I don't know if it's just me, of Lord of the Rings. Super slow, which I'm actually liking, because it just lets you spend so much time with them. And the length of the journey somehow actually feels like the length of time you're listening to it or reading it in. So yeah. I also finished Rilke's Book of Hours. I don't have anything new to say about it, honestly. Yeah, go to the limit of your longing, you know what I'm saying. It was great, 5 stars. And then I may or may not have picked up reading Fortuneworn. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this, but like you saw at the beginning of this vlog, I did buy the 4 books that are out, and I did want to reread them, and so I did start this, and I've just been loving it. I got 50 pages through, so I might honestly just finish the first book. It's not very long. I just wanted a refresh, and to be honest, I just wanted to get back into the Fortuneworn world, because I just missed it so much. So yeah, I did pick it up. I love it so much. This is a dark fantasy romance series, but like, it's honestly so much more. It's so much more than that. There's so much good plot and like things going on, and we follow Fortuna, who is a nightmare. She's like pretty much said to be the last of her kind. She's hunting for her brother, who went missing 2 years ago. And when this fae shows up and he's like, hey, I know where your brother is, and we can go there if you agree to marry me, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna marry you. And then they go to the Unseelie court. But so much happens. The world gets so big. There's so many characters, and I just really, really love it. I think I love Fortuna more than anything else, because to me, she's just like a role model. I just love her. I wish I had her courage, honestly. It's just, oh, I love her. So that's what I'm currently reading. I might pick up something else, and I'm gonna put these away, but let me show you my shelves and my desk. Okay, so here it is. Here they are. So yeah, I can link these down below, but I just put them in the wall. They're pretty easy to set up, and they do hold all my books, which is really nice. So up here I decided to put my Murakami books. My friend made me this cactus, it's so cute. And then here are my David Mitchell books, my Ishiguro books. I just decided to put some of my favorite authors. And then I decided to keep my beautiful editions of Penguin English Library. Here, I just really like how they look. I do need to propagate another pothos cutting. And then here I think is where I'm gonna put my fantasy romance book. So we have the Fortuna, we have Dowry of Blood, then we have 2 other randoms. And yeah. Okay, I'm so glad I'm rereading this because I'm already noticing so many things that like I wouldn't have picked up on if it was my first time reading it, which is so fun to do. And we just met Lori, who is another really great character that I love. And now Fortuna is in the Unseelie Court. She pretty much just made it there. And Lori, who is just another fae, he's like, yo, I can take you to your brother. And she doesn't really know too much about like her situation yet. Like she just married Colith, who is the fairy that shows up at her door, without too much, you know, questioning or getting too many answers. So yeah, it's just so good. I'm really having the best time ever. This is a big comfort read for me as well. So, and this is my first time reading it physically. I listened to the audiobooks, which I also highly recommend, but yeah, I'm just having a really good time with this. All right, so I also wanted to close off this vlog. It's now a bit later. It's almost 8 o'clock, but I just had a really chill night reading, which feels really good to end off the week because tomorrow is back to online school. Did I mention that already? I've been starting Zoom online classes and I have been detesting them, and it's been really hard. It's been a really hard adjustment since this is something new for me. And yeah, overall I've been, you know, collecting my little habits this week and feeling good about it. And I just got a few more pieces in for my desk, so I'm really excited about that. But I wish you all super well. Drink some water, have a great night, and I hope you're really happy and you're doing okay because yeah, it's been rough recently, hasn't it? So until the next time, I'll see you so soon in my next vlog. Ciao, I love you guys so much.